This is Two Wrongs Don't Make a Good Podcast.
I mean, seriously, who keeps giving these a-holes microphones?
Whoa! That was really good.
That intro is so cool and so brand new.
That is the first part of our show that has sounded professional in however many episodes we've done.
I think 10.
Yay!
This is our 10th.
It's an anniversary.
Oh my goodness, we got an intro.
Is that how it works? 10 episodes is
a 10-iversary.
A 10-iversary.
I'm so sorry. We have to give a shout out to Jordan McRae for making that sweet, sweet intro.
And David Kay for being the voice of it.
Just insane. Actually, okay, we need to talk about that. So we have a voice guy, David Kay. He's like a successful voice actor. He was Megatron in Transformers and like a bunch of other things.
He's the current voice of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver and our shitty podcast.
Yeah, I have 15 recordings of him saying, "Shut up, Brit."
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Just for various use of anything.
Yeah.
And only because he's also the voice guy for our radio station. Like, if you and I were independently doing a podcast and went to a guy like David Kay and asked him to voice our podcast, he might say yes. Mm-hmm. Who knows, right? Maybe he's bored. But the bill would be absurd.
Oh, it would be ridiculous.
Because this guy does movie trailers now. Like, legitimate, huge box office movie trailers and our shitty podcast.
It's so good. And yeah, like, so we sent him a list, like a sheet of things we wanted him to say.
And he nailed it.
And normally that would take like a day or two.
Oh, yeah.
He came back 16 minutes later with everything voiced more than one time.
Man is a legend.
Yeah, absolutely killer. So shout out to David Kay. Shout out to Jordan McRae.
Also, another guy who's doing, we talked about this in the last episode with your brother and his video game career. And David Kay, also a guy who's doing a job that is infinitely cooler than our already pretty cool job.
Absolutely.
Voicing cartoons and video games and movie trailers and TV shows and our shitty podcast. Like
his job is basically get an email that says, hey, say this into a microphone.
Yeah.
And I assume it's in his garage or like in his basement or something.
Oh, dude, if you look up like videos and stuff like that, his studio is sick.
I bet.
Because he makes that real money.
Yeah. That money we'll never know.
Well, I mean, I know it. I know of it.
I've heard of it.
I'm aware of it.
Actually, I did go to like a crazy house one time.
Okay.
I was bartending a private party.
Yeah.
And now, okay, this house was so big, it didn't have an address. It had a name.
Wow.
Somebody's home.
Yeah.
It was called The Hideaway.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I'm bartending this party. Like, I was getting paid like $250 for a night, which is pretty good.
That's good, yeah.
I mean, for a private bartender, it's pretty, like, standard.
Right. And you would have been pretty young. Like, I mean, drinking age. But
I was 20.
Yeah.
And I had no reason to be there.
$250 when you're 20 might as well be $1 million.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I'm a 20-year-old, and he goes, okay, we're going to put you at the basement bar.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, yeah, that works. How many bars are there? 4. What? So there are 4 bars in this house.
Yeah.
I'm one of 4 bartenders. And now each bar comes equipped with liquor.
Right.
As bars do. Now the liquor he had, Macallan 35 Scotch.
Is that good?
That's a $1,300 bottle of Scotch.
Wow.
Each bar had 2.
Holy crap.
Now the king of the castle, the real big one, they had Louis XVI cognac.
Okay.
It's a $3,500 bottle.
See, I
cognac.
was gonna say, first of all, that's insane.
Yeah.
Second of all, like you have to understand, I've never been a bartender or wealthy, so I don't know. You want to know what the bottom shelf liquors look like? I got you.
Yeah, absolutely.
The top shelf. I'm a tall guy. I don't go that high.
There were 4 bottles of that at my bar, the basement bar.
The $3,500.
The $3,500 bottle.
So
it
there
might
was
be 14. Louis the 14th.
14 grand in cognac. At your bar alone.
At my bar. Then there were 2 or 3 of them at least per bar.
Right.
And then he showed me his stash where he had like 6 or 7 more. These bottles,
because you don't want to run out.
No,
you never know.
Yeah,
with situations like, oh man, the power's out. It's cold outside. We better just stay in and drink a small country's GDP in liquor.
For real. Like, and to express how rich this guy was, he was a realtor.
Okay,
that was his job.
Oh yeah,
but he converted. He stopped saying he was a realtor and started saying he was a philanthropist. That's how rich he was.
Yeah, when you can refer to yourself by the money you give away and not the money you make, you got money.
Pretty insane.
Yeah, my mother-in-law is out on Vancouver Island. She works in real estate, and she doesn't have the hideaway.
She doesn't have that Louis XIV money? Or
no, she does. She does great. Like
Yeah.
some of the houses she sells are ridiculous because the housing prices on Vancouver Island are absurd. But I mean, you're also living on the ocean and all these other things. Yeah. But got to go to some of the houses that she was like looking after, like they needed keys dropped off or whatever, right? Little errands, and we were out visiting. I was like, yeah, I can go to this $5 million home and walk around for a little bit.
I think I can squeeze it in.
I tried not to touch anything. Anything. If I could have hovered so that my filthy peasant feet wouldn't have touched the floor, I would have, just out of respect for anybody that owns a $5 million home.
That's like me in any clothing store when I'm like, ooh, this is a nice jacket, and you pick it up and you look at it and you're like, wow, this is great.
Then
and you
the
look
price
at the price
tag falls out the sleeve.
$700. You're like, oh, get away from me.
Yeah.
I might have ink on my hands or something.
Like some people have $3,500 bottles of liquor. I applied for a $25 gift card from Loblaws in reparations for bread prices
the bread recall.
Because I'm like, I don't actually know that bread is overpriced. Like this is the first I'm hearing about it, that this is a big deal. But I definitely bought bread from a superstore in that window, and I would be a sucker to say no, thank you.
Yeah.
Large company, you keep your $25, God,
man,
that would be amazing.
There's like a honking symphony going on out there.
Shut up, we're doing a show.
Oh my goodness. Well, there's somebody parked in a red light.
Perfect. Regina traffic.
Of course, it's a Lexus.
That guy probably didn't need to apply for no bread refund.
I did like the thing that people were doing with the bread refund thing, where basically, if you don't know, Loblaws essentially was like, hey, we've been cheaping you out on our bread prices for years.
Price fixing or something like that, yeah.
So in reparation, we're prepared to spend $3 million or $9 million. I think it was $9 million on giving everybody who wants one a $25 gift card.
Right. If you've ever bought one of these brands of bread, which, sure,
probably. I don't even think you needed to prove it.
You don't.
No.
Trust me. I just did it before this show.
And people were saying, hey, share this around because it's, first of all, it's not something you would ever think of having.
Nope.
But second of all, take that $25 and donate it to the food bank.
Right.
Boom. $9 million to the food bank if everyone does it.
Right.
And that's an amazing thing to do.
It would be insane. Now, I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot of them that go unclaimed.
Of course.
That's just, people are lazy.
It's the nature of people and the internet
There's
age.
people out there that'll go, it's $25. It's not worth my time.
It's like
even though it's 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You literally fill out, it's like if you went to Amazon and you ordered something and then you have to give them your information to ship it to you. That's it. You fill out a form of where you live so they can send this thing to you. And in return, you get $25 in groceries.
Yeah. Like it's like a coupon rebate. You know when you buy cereal or something?
Yeah.
And it's like you get 2 free Cineplex passes.
But you got to fill this out and send it in or go online and do this and that. And most people don't. And that's how they, the prize or the thing draws your attention, but then you don't actually
They get away with putting Cineplex coupons inside on the box, but really they're not inside.
Exactly. So
it's the same sort of deal. And it's smart.
Yeah.
It's a good business move. But, this one also benefits the food bank. That's great.
I'm 100% on board with anything that helps a local food bank. It's a lot of great work that gets done there. I also need to buy groceries for my kids. So I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to donate. Like, if I do one and my wife does one, that's $50.
There you go.
That's literally... Well, that's actually still not that much.
Here's what
I might donate it to
you can go to Superstore.
Yeah.
Buy an Amazon gift card with those 2 $25 things. Boom, $50 on Amazon.
Actually, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like the food bank one is still way better.
Oh, it's still way better for everybody.
But you could turn this into almost anything.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing is like I came into 2 co-op gift cards this Christmas.
Yeah.
And I live nowhere near a co-op and I don't have a car.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, great. thanks, I've $60 to co-op.
Sure.
But the nearest one is like a 15-minute bus ride away, which is like a 45-minute walk or more.
Yeah.
When am I ever going to go there? And so I went to my little brother, who's a co-op employee. I was like, what do I do with this? He was like, buy an Amazon gift card or a Visa gift card and then go buy whatever you want.
Right, yeah, because there's no fees. Right?
Exactly. So I just take the bus down there, get me $60 in credits to Visa or whatever, and then go on a shopping spree.
Nice.
So that's the plan.
Buy yourself a $700 coat.
Well, I mean, you got to come saving up for a $700 coat.
You got to come up with the other $640, but whatever. You're on your way.
Yeah, I'll get a paycheck in 6 months.
Can you make a down payment on a coat? Put it on layaway. Do the kind of places that sell $700 coats do layaway?
They look at my gift card like, what?
Sir, please leave.
That MasterCard isn't black.
Let's be honest. The two of us walk into a place like that, we don't get to show them the gift card. They're already asking us to leave.
Yeah, they're just like, why? Why are you here?
It's the scene from Pretty Woman. It's like, you make money on commission, don't you? I could have spent money here. But they know we're lying.
Yeah, they know.
Because neither of us is Julia Roberts.
It's okay. Someday I'll be Julia Roberts.
Someday I won't need to apply for free bread coupons.
Do you think there are rich people who looked at that and went,
I mean, almost certainly. I also think that there are rich people that were like, yeah, I bought bread. You know what I mean? Because there are only a couple ways to get rich, right? You could win a lottery, unlikely. You could get an inheritance, less likely.
Get a high-paying job, tough to do, or just be incredibly good with your money, frugal, make good investments. Don't throw money away and don't throw the opportunity for money away. Absolutely.
So there's definitely 6-7-figure people out there that were like, yeah, send me my $25. Honey, get in here and apply for that's $50. Get the kids, like full family discount. Send us all this bread money. And then, they give them away for Christmas presents or something.
Well, there's that old sort of like saying of you never see $1 knickknacks in a rich person's house. Right? Which is true. And I realized I'm never going to be rich, not because I buy a lot of knickknacks, but because I love to mail random shit to people.
Your new plan is amazing.
Postage is so expensive. We talked about it last week on the podcast.
Yeah.
Me sending middle finger pictures to all of my friends and family.
You're going to use that as the thumbnail again
this week, absolutely. But, like things like that, as well as, I don't know if I mentioned this one before. We had these bowls in my house.
Okay.
In my parents' house. They were really like grippy.
Bowly?
Yeah, they were. They had like a coating on them, and so when you rubbed your thumb along them, they would go like,
oh yeah,
that sort of sound.
Sure.
And my sister hated them. She wouldn't take them out of the dishwasher.
Just the sound drove her crazy.
She hated like the feeling, everything.
Okay.
So my brother and I used to start by like putting the bowls in her bed.
Yeah.
Or on her, like. We would put her cell phone under one of the bowls, so she had to move the bowl. Things like that.
Yep.
And then my sister moved to Texas, so I mailed her one of them. I went to the post office, and I was like, hey, I want to mail this bowl and like these Canadian candies. Of course, because you got to send something else.
You can't be just a pure dick.
It would have been funny.
You shouldn't be just a pure dick.
Exactly. Well, it's also $16 minimum to mail something to Houston, so it's like, well... Might as well make the most of it, yeah.
But that's why you're broke. It's because it costs $16 to mail a bowl full of candy to your sister for an inside joke that she may not even remember.
Oh, no. I got a text, and it was like 8 days later, and it just said, fuck you. And it was so good.
That's fantastic.
There's like a feeling you get with a prank like that.
Oh, yeah, when it all comes together, when it pays off.
Exactly. When it pays off, when they get it, and when they like understand it and realize you're not actually like out to get them, but it's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah. Some of the writers here like to do little pranks. It never gets crazy here.
Of course.
And sometimes they'll prank me. And the thing is that I'm here because I'm the afternoon guy. I am in the station significantly later than almost anybody else, meaning that I have all the time in the world to do whatever I want to somebody's workspace once they're gone. and on the company dime, which makes it way better.
You're not coming in here after your shift, like covered
sneaking in super
camouflage.
Early. Yeah. So what is the downside though is that because I work later, I'm not here early in the morning. When they get here, I don't get to see the reactions. It's never as fun. We took one of our writers, his name is Rob, and we took literally everything from his desk and moved it to another desk, but we did it one thing at a time so that we could recreate his desk exactly in this other desk, like across the room.
Brilliant.
We got our head engineer to come in and change his phone, everything. It was an identical workspace, just way far away from everybody else.
And Rob has a lot of knickknacks.
Yeah.
He's got action figures, he's got baseballs, like everything.
Magazines, all kinds of things. And that was great, but none of us actually got to be here because Rob is always the first one in.
Should have set up a camera.
The nice thing was that when he did come in, he didn't know how to move everything back because we'd locked him in with his phone and his computer. So when I did get in later in the day, he was still sitting at the fake desk trying to do his work and just grumbling like we're all going to get murdered, which was great.
And you still might.
Hey, I'm here. Yeah. That's what's important. Here, hanging out, doing a podcast, doing a video podcast that YouTube hates.
Really?
By the way, our first episode went on YouTube. Last week's episode was the first one to go on YouTube, and within 5 minutes of it being uploaded, got demonetized.
Oh, well. Yeah. I mean,
which is, listen, nobody should have to watch ads before this thing anyway. The fact that monetization was on, which basically monetization, for those that don't know, is when you upload a video to YouTube, you can click a button if you're partnered or whatever, and you can say, hey, put an advertisement before this. YouTube keeps some of their money. I get a cut. It's how people make money off YouTube.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to have it on. It's just a default setting for my particular YouTube channel, DrewDalby.com. But it got demonetized immediately for being not suitable for advertisers. And keep in mind, this is a platform, YouTube, that didn't take down a video which featured a corpse like a week ago from a vlogger slash child star, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Who went into a forest in Japan that is literally nicknamed the Suicide Forest and filmed a body he found hanging there.
Pretended to be surprised about it.
Right. YouTube left that video up, didn't give it any like age restrictions, ad restrictions, didn't take it down, left it. It was the #1 video on their trending page.
On their hand-selected trending page. Like, but YouTube picks them.
Our shitty podcast featuring legendary David K got knocked down like that.
And we deserve it. Speaking of writers at our office.
Yes.
We actually had a writer pass away.
Unfortunate as it is.
Theo Waite.
Yeah.
He tried to mail himself, and he didn't poke holes in the box. So he.
I mean, you don't want to speak ill of the dead, but it's such a rookie move. The other thing, he didn't even film it to put it on YouTube.
It's just such a. He was so young.
It's a waste.
You know, and can you imagine being his girlfriend who opened that box? Just dead Theo flops out.
But also Canadian candy.
True.
It's mixed emotion.
Meh.
We'll miss you, Theo. Anyway, that should probably be the end of the show.
It should.
I'm Dalby.
I'm Britt.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, wait. There's a new extra, too.
Oh, yeah, do the thing.
Or outro.
Well, it's you that does the thing, but do the thing.
What thing?
But that's where you would add on the extra.
Oh. Now.
Thanks for listening to Two Wrongs Don't Make a Good Podcast. New episodes every Thursday on your favorite podcast app.
The video version is available at facebook.com/thewolfrocks every Friday.
Yeah, so I'm going to go now and make sure those two idiots don't get into trouble. Bye.